Hi, everybody, and welcome to round two of Love-Hate Debates. The question that we're tackling is, do science fiction movies generally provide a benefit to society? My plan today is first to attempt to reply to the point that Mason made about the fear generated in violent science fiction movies. Next, I'm going to talk about how the magic bullet theory and uses and gratification theories both play into that. And finally, I'm going to review the theory of catharsis and attempt to apply that to science fiction movies. Mason talked about fear as one of the negative outcomes of watching science fiction movies. And I'd like to mention first a little bit about early communication studies from the 1920s and 1930s that formed the argument that people are influenced directly by media. These are often categorized as direct effects theories. The War of the Worlds was an often cited example of a situation where people reacted very negatively to sort of a scary science fiction reading that they thought was real. The magic bullet theory explains, or also called the hypodermic needle theory, explains how this idea that the media can actually place thoughts directly into the minds of the audience with little cognition by those receivers. But it was research in the 1940s that looked at this relationship and found that it's not necessarily true. One example is a study by Paul Lazarsfeld called The People's Choice. And what Lazarsfeld found was that the media actually had little ability to change people's minds, at least not directly. Uses and gratification theories typically explain that we as the audience use media for our own needs instead of the other way around. So we choose the media that we want to watch. We go into it with preconceived ideas, and it's our cognition that dictates how we absorb that media. One communication theory set that could be applied to science fiction to show that it is a general positive to society is catharsis. Our book explains that catharsis says that representations of violence in movies actually have a preventative, sort of a purging effect. They provide a release for our daily tensions. In science fiction, you can apply that idea to the general layout of sci-fi movies, because there's always an epic battle, which helps provide this release. Everything is always framed in a positive way to show that the hero, the good guy, wins these battles. A great example is Iron Man, who throughout the movies that the character of Iron Man is involved, is always he's regretful of the negatives that come of violence, but he uses it when when something bad needs to be avoided. So it places violence in a very thought provoking light rather than just it's a good thing. So that's my thoughts on this round of why science fiction is actually a positive. I hope you learned something and enjoyed.